Hi guys. Basically, I got quite a few questions and a really good response actually from the food video I did yesterday. Obviously, that's the one people really wanted to know a lot about. Um, just going to, while it's still relevant, just try and answer a few of the questions that I keep getting asked. Usually, it's to do with like, what's the best macros? How do you work out, the correct? So when it comes to your macros, I can't stress this enough. If anyone says to you, this is the best macro ratio, this is the best percentile, they're talking shit. You don't know that. When you go to a new coach and you work out a plan, a macro split, they will ask you, or they should ask you, a lot about your current diet, your current training, your work, activity levels, the kind of training you do and the kind of training you prefer to do, that sort of thing. That's going to determine how you work out, how much carbs you want, how much fat, protein intake, whether you're building muscle, whether you're trying to lose fat and whilst keep your muscle. It's all going to have a bearing. And not only that, even when you tell them all this, it doesn't necessarily mean that what is set out or what would work for most people would work for you. I'm not conventional. What I do, a lot of other people do as well. I have lower carbs, but I have quite high fats. Some people have low fats most of the way through their prep and they bring the carbs down. They start really, really high, but I just prefer fats. I feel good on fats. And if you feel good on carbs, have carbs instead. As long as you've got your calories under maintenance and in a deficit, it's not going to make a great deal of difference. How many grams of protein do I need? That's another one as well. Put it this way, there's going to be some kind of minimal area where you want to hit. I mean, I'm not going to say this as fact because if you read it everywhere, it's something different. If you read on Wikipedia, you're meant to have 0.6 grams of protein per pound. So you're going to be having 120 grams of protein a day if you're a 200-pound man. Probably not going to be enough. But, some say between 0.8 and 1.5 grams. Now, I like protein. It fills me up. I don't have any issues digesting it. Do I need 300 grams a day, which is 1.5 grams of protein per pound? More than likely not. I'm not going to lose any muscle regardless because obviously I am taking steroids. But if I ate 300 or if I ate 250, even if I wasn't on steroid, would I notice a difference at that sort of rate? More than likely not. But it's the preference of your diet as well. I'm covering the minimal, but I wouldn't eat 400 grams of protein a day because that's going to be quite a bit. And to be honest, that's probably going to have some kind of stomach implications. You eat a lot of protein, we all know what happens. So, nutritional timing. Now, this is one I'm not going to get too into. This is a can of worms. This has been debunked. This has been, some people really, really think it makes a difference. I am on the fence of, I do think it makes a difference. And I'll just put it as an example. If your calories are the same every single day, and regardless of what your macros are, and regardless of, when you eat your food, whether you eat it all late at night, or backloading, that sort of thing, you're not going to gain any body fat. If you're in a deficit, that's the thing. That's the thing that gets confused. Does it make a difference? Not to fat loss. No. If you're still in that deficit, it's not going to matter when you eat that food, really. But does nutritional timing make a difference? Well, put it this way. If I ate all my fats just before I went to bed and all my carbs just before I went to bed, but I got up and did cardio in the morning and then I went to work, I did weights in the evening, and then I went back to work because it was a split, and then ate all my food in the evening, I'm going to see some recovery difference there. There's going to be a period in the day where I'm not going to be fueled up. I'm going to feel empty. I've been energetic. I've been training. I've wanted calories. You're not really hitting your recovery window, whether that's an actual scientific thing or not. But bottom line, you're going to perform better if you're having your protein at every meal set out through the day, and carbohydrates and your fats are your energy and your recovery. So you want them more around the times you train. That's what people should really aim for. But I'm not going to tell people, yeah, you should have your carbs right at your training. You should have tons of carbs afterwards. You should have them for breakfast. It's not going to hurt you if you have carbs before bed. I eat before bed every night. And like yesterday was a high carb day. I had a bowl of oats before I went to bed. Guess what? No different, you know. It doesn't work that way, you know, and that takes us on to the next thing. Carbs. Why do people think they're so bad? You know, people are asking, like, I thought carbs were really bad. Everyone does this low carb diet, you know, like keto, Atkins, that sort of thing. Why do people think it works? You know, why do people say, oh, it worked for me? Because what you got to think about is, if you're eating X amount of calories in the first place, let's just say you're eating 2,500 calories, but you're eating a lot of carbs there. You're probably not eating a great deal of like good fats. You might be eating a fair bit of protein from meats and other sources. You know, you eat like takeaways generally have quite a bit of protein in them. It's not very good quality protein, but it's there. Same with pizzas as well. If that's the kind of diet you're eating, you're probably on quite a high carb, high fat diet, high protein diet. When you like start pulling your carbs off, if you suddenly go from eating all that and you go, right, I'm going to go low carb, and then you go down to about 100 grams of carbs a day or 50 grams of carbs a day, it's not the fact that you have lowered your carbs, it's the fact that you have lowered your calories. You know, if you were eating the 2,500 calories and then suddenly you kept your carbs at about 300, but you pulled fats down, protein down, you'd still lose weight. You would, but people don't do that. They cut things out completely, and it has a big impact. But it's not the best thing to do. You know, it's not ideal. So, yeah. I mean, I'm not going to be able to tell people what the perfect diet experience is. You know, no one knows that, and if they say they do, they're lying, or they're bigging themselves up to sell you something. It's just a load of crap. But the other thing with carbs as well is carbs pull in water. Carbs have, you know, direct links to water retention. If you eat lots and lots of carbs, you're probably going to weigh a bit more than you would if you, say, went on a low carb diet for 3 or 4 days. You keep your calories the same, you might lose some weight. You're probably very likely to lose some weight, but you wouldn't lose fat. You know, if you were at maintenance calories and you were eating 400 grams of carbs a day, and then you went and stayed at maintenance calories and ate 3,000 calories a day, but you had 100 grams of carbs a day and upped your fats to accommodate, you might lose some body weight, but it'd be water. And, you know, glycogen in your muscles, muscle stores, the energy, that sort of thing. You'd be a bit flatter. It has an impact on the weight on the scales, but there's no fat gone. Nothing's changed. So just think about that sort of thing. Why is dieting so hard? To conclude, why is dieting so hard? It's not that hard. It's not. Comp prep is hard near the end, but I think the main issue is people, they go too low too soon. They cut everything out. They eliminate so many things. Like, so I'm just not having that. I'm never having that. I'm not having this. When you do that, you are setting yourself up to fail, because you'll be miserable. You'll be pissed off. Who wants to say, right, for the next forever, I'm never going to have pizza again. I'm never going to eat carbs again. I'm never going to have that burger. No, I'm not drinking soda ever again. No one in the world has ever done that, I don't think. No one has ever gone, I'm never having that ever again, and then gone 30, 40, 50, 60 years and never had. It doesn't work that way. Your best diet is going to be the diet where you have everything in it, but know what moderation actually is. Every day isn't moderation for a burger. That's not moderation. Every day for a dessert and a cake is not moderation. Once a week. Drinking alcohol, you know. Have a fucking glass of beer, a glass of wine, you know, have what you, if you want to fucking have a couple of glasses a week, whatever you want to do, cool, but think about it. Don't sit and smash a bottle. Don't sit and smash a 12-pack of beer. Don't go out and drink 10 pints, because that's going to have a big impact. But would you notice any impact on your diet if, you know, your training and your food spot on, and on a weekend, on a Friday night, you go, you know what, I'm going to go out tonight and have a meal, and then when I come in, I'm going to have a bar of chocolate, watch a film, and me and the missus, or me and the boyfriend, we're going to share a bottle of wine. You'll probably fucking love it. You know, you'll wake up the next day, get back on your training, just enjoy your life as well. But moderation isn't whatever you want whenever you want it. Moderation is having the things you like to keep you on track, but in reasonable amounts. So, and that's why dieting is determined to be so hard, but it isn't. You've just got to be sensible, if you can be, and put down the pie, the diet pie. Cheers, guys.